A judge has decided or declined to revoke Young Thug's probation after a social media post. The district attorney's office in Fulton County, Georgia, had cited a post in which the rapper referred to a gang investigator as, quote, biggest liar in the DA's office, end quote. Tyrone Bowman live. Let's get started on tonight. This article for the New York Times was written by, let me see if I can find the person's name here. I'm going to try to pronounce it, by Joe Coscarelli. So according to Joe Coscarelli, writing for the New York Times, a judge declined on Thursday to revoke the probation of the Atlanta rapper Young Thug, born Jeffrey Williams, after prosecutors moved to have him punished for a post on social media in which Mr. Williams referred to a local gang investigator as the, quote, biggest liar in the DA's office, end quote. In a brief ruling on Thursday, Fulton County Judge Paige Reese Whitaker declined the motion from the district attorney's office of Fannie T. Willis without explanation. Atlanta prosecutors had filed a motion on Wednesday arguing that Mr. Williams had violated the terms of his probation, writing that he has engaged in conduct that directly threatens the safety of witnesses and prosecutors, compromises ongoing legal proceedings, and warrants immediate revocation of probation, end quote. You know, Franny, you just don't learn, do you? You messed up the Donald Trump case, and now you want to go after rappers. Your credibility was shot a long time ago. Mr. Williams, who is 33, pled guilty last year to participation in criminal street gang activity, in addition to drug and weapons charges, ending his role in a sprawling racketeering trial that became the longest criminal proceeding in Georgia history. The two of the 6 original defendants in the trial who refused plea deals were found not guilty of murder and conspiracy to violate the RICO Act. So you can beat City Hall. So his 2 co-defendants, they refused plea deals offered by the district attorney, and they were found not guilty of murder and conspiracy to violate the RICO Act. At the judge's discretion, Mr. Williams, who had faced up to 120 years in prison if convicted, was sentenced to time served and 15 years of probation, with an additional 20 years of prison time possible if he violated the agreement. That is a long time to be on probation. Basically, he already sentenced you to 120 years. The strict terms of the probation barred Mr. Williams from Metro Atlanta for 10 years, required him to undergo random searches and drug tests, and instructed him to refrain from promoting any gangs or associating with known members, potentially complicating his career as a touring rapper. In response to the filing by prosecutors on Wednesday, a lawyer for Mr. Williams, Brian Steele, said in a statement, quote, this motion is baseless. While intimidation and threats of violence are never appropriate, Jeffrey Williams has done nothing wrong. We look forward to seeking a dismissal of this petition, end quote. Fannie Willis, at it again, mucking up everything. As I said, you screwed up the Donald Trump obstruction case. Now who you want to go after? Rappers. I guess they're more bigger threat than anybody else. The motion filed on a post on X, formerly Twitter, by Mr. Williams on Tuesday that included a photo of a Fulton County investigator, Marissa Viveretto, who had served as a witness during Mr. Williams' trial and had recently been testifying in a preliminary hearing in a separate gang murder case involving multiple defendants. The court had ordered that Ms. V not be shown on video while testifying. In addition to the post calling Ms. V to a liar, Mr. Williams had reposted a fan account showing additional photos of the investigator with the caption, quote, all my homies hate Viveretto. Both posts have since been deleted. Prosecutors said the post led to thousands of comments and retweets, many of which included direct threats to investigator Vivaretto and her family. This is not an isolated incident. It is part of a calculated campaign of intimidation, harassment, and misinformation designed to undermine the legal process. Quote, the district attorney's office said in its filing, though it did not cite additional specifics, this ongoing manipulation of public perception through social media is intended to obstruct justice, silence witnesses, and threaten those who enforce the law, close quote. Well, don't politicians do the same thing every day? I said, don't politicians do the same thing every day when they are arraigned, when they are held, when they are brought before cameras? What do? They go on X and they tweet all day and all night, undermining the very judicial process. And you know what? They're found not guilty. All charges against them are dropped. In a response filed on Thursday morning, Mr. Steele wrote that these comments on social media by unknown persons cannot be attributed to Mr. Williams in order to support a violation of his probationary sentence. In a post on X on Wednesday night, Mr. Williams wrote that he had not made threats toward anyone. I'm a good person. I would never condone anyone threatening anyone or definitely participate in threatening anyone. I'm all about peace and love, quote, close quote. Since his release on October 31st, the rapper has largely opted to lie low and has put out no new music of his own. In rare public appearances and as a guest in a single music video, he has appeared only while covering his face with a mask. But Young Thug is scheduled to perform at multiple summer music festivals beginning June 22nd in Illinois, which would mark his first concert since 2022. Word of wisdom to the wise, Young Thug. You better start rapping and talking about love and peace, bro, because they're going to be watching you every step of the way. Mr. Williams and his frequent collaborators have also started promoting something with only cryptic teasings using the phrase, quote, U.Y. Cuddy, close quote, a red supergiant star. Tyrone Bowman, never surrender, never quit.